Welcome to Tantra Journal. My name is Nahal Atma and this is
Shanta Ma.
Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the masculine and feminine principles and how this practice of Kundalini yoga and is found in the self-expression of the masculine and feminine in our daily lives, and how these kind of our experience of the balance between the two and how this stimulation of different energies within the practice kind of moves different aspects of our psyche and different aspects of our creative life and real expressive life. And so we've been kind of going through the motions of realizing these different feminine and masculine principles and how this practice specifically stimulates through the breath and through different mudras and postures the different aspects of the self, and how bringing this balance between the two through this practice allows you to kind of project more from a heart space and a very neutral space versus having this idea in your mind that being a man or being a woman or being masculine or being feminine is supposed to look a certain way or feel a certain way. And so using these tools to not transcend only but to balance the aspects within the self allows for this very projective and powerful version of yourself to arise in a very central way. And so these past few days we've been just noticing the subtleties of how these different practices that we've been doing have been changing our experience of relationship and movement within our own self-expression internally. So if you wanted to share.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I think what I want to do and what we want to do is to help bring your awareness, just like a spotlight. There's no judgment, there's nothing here. It's simply an invitation to look at the masculine and feminine principle in your life. And what if we have both of them in us? Like the yin yang symbol is a real classic, I feel like, way of looking at it, where there's like the masculine and then the feminine, and then there's a little bit of the black and the white and a little bit of the white and the black. And so, but together it's like one ball. And so if we are similar to that, we can play with the different parts of us. So it's an invitation to play with who you think you are, and an invitation to look deeper into how you know yourself to be. It has nothing to do with your sexual expression and everything to do with the way you internalize your interactions and experiences in the world and with others. So by becoming aware of when like the softer, flowy, more feminine part of you is at work, or it needs something, or when the more masculine part of you is needing more structure and more consistency and more focus, it just gives you a little more of a roadmap in self-discovery, because this life is just a journey of uncovering this unknowable machine. Because and imagine that the body is like the masculine, right? It provides the structure of being, but the internal being inhabiting this, like the pranic life force, is the feminine, because it's just flowing in and out, your life. Because the body, we all know, can die, and when the life force leaves it and the body is broken down. So it's already like as if your body is that template already. And by doing these practices, you're bringing more awareness to how you interact with yourself and then with another. We've noticed in our interactions that sometimes I'm more like masculine and hey, do that, blah, 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 blah. And he, okay, I'll do this. And he's more receptive, and then it'll flip.
For sure.
And I'll be like, okay, you're the boss. And there's this real ease that we've discovered when we just allow the different parts of us to be fully expressed.
And to flow.
And this is a very tantric practice, to not be attached to my form of expression. I don't always have to be like sweet and soft and receptive and nurturing and
and perfect
and just adorable.
Right. You have that aggressivity too.
Yeah.
And that is expressed in the practice as well with all these crazy pranayamas.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we do some really crazy stuff. But it's like really like there's this moment when the masculine part of me can come out and it can be like roar, like life. It can roar. It can. You hear my voice when we open, how my voice can get so deep. I feel like that's a very masculine part of me that gets to express itself. I don't always have to have a really pretty, high, beautiful
It's
voice.
a very practical expression.
Yeah.
This life practice, this lifestyle is a very practical expression of all of the different aspects, whether they're perceived as negative or positive by different minds. Just allowing the different aspects to flow through and using them to your advantage, really kind of embracing them, and instead of pushing things away and consciously facing them. We talked more about that in our last video.
I really love what you're saying, because I feel like in the culture, so I'm sure most of you have noticed when you look around in the culture, it's not necessarily thriving. Like people aren't necessarily really happy internally. I know we're all busy and we all have varying degrees of financial success, whatever that is. But and some people are just very happy people and content in their lives. So I'm not saying like it's all bad. But in the culture mainstream, it's often like men are pussies if they're sensitive, or women are labeled as like bitches if they're really clear and strong about where they're going. And so it's just an invitation to bring healing to all of our parts so we can be fully expressed. I mean, the truth is we're multidimensional beings. We have many, many aspects within us, and we're all capable of everything because we're human. I'm capable of being rude and mean and selfish and unkind, but I'm also capable of being very expansive and loving and heartfelt and all of that. So so it's an invitation to play with who you think you are.
Shifting the personalities a little maybe sometimes.
Yeah, letting yourself be more fully expressed, and then you can let other people be more expressed. It won't get to you if she's crying again, or he's just being a jerk, or you can remember that we're just so multidimensional, and you can have compassion because you are too. And we're all doing our best.
Yes.
Satnam.